Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of The Night Watchmen. My name is Aryan.
And I'm Jay, and we're two cricket nerds who spent way too many hours watching matches together and discussing cricket. From cranking cover drives to building our all time Test 11s to even starting our own cricket club at our university, we now want to share what we know with you.
This podcast is essentially us hitting record on our daily conversations, and we're here to dive deeper into the world of cricket. So, welcome to the first episode of The Night Watchman, where we'll maintain a live count of Rishabh Pant somersaults and keep a tab on all of Ravi Shastri's iconic pre-match shows.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Crazy Test match we had at Lords. What do you think of the result?
Okay, definitely a game that India should not be losing. Despite that one record that I've seen of us unable to chase 150 plus goals in the fourth innings consistently.
That's actually crazy. Since Sachin has retired, like since 2013,
Dude,
we haven't.
It's absolutely insane. And I'm hoping those are only like fourth innings totals, but it's just so like weird to think about it when a team of India's caliber, like 2 WTC finals in the last 5 years. Anyway, so let's go through.
Yeah. I mean, first though, like I think we should talk about Root's century, bro. Like, he's 37th century now. He's like completely gone ahead of the Fab Four. I think only Smith is in his league. He's scored 3,000 runs against India. No one has scored that many runs against India.
No one's got that.
So I mean,
I also think like 8th century at Lords, and probably I think since the beginning of the 2020s, like the Fab Four seems like it was just a 2010s thing, and now it's just Root. Like there's nobody who comes close to him in Test cricket at all.
I think Steve Smith only like. I still rate Steve Smith higher than Root overall in Test cricket, but definitely in like today's day and age, Root is above him. But still, like I think Smith in like different conditions is see, Root doesn't have 100 in Australia.
Yeah, the Australian hundreds of
and
big
like
question mark.
He does well in India, but still I feel like Smith does well everywhere. But Root is just so dominant in England. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's insane, and there's no answer for the bowlers. Like you don't know what to. I mean, Bumrah's gotten him out like the most times in Test cricket, I think, and in that first innings he just looked flawless. I don't even remember if he gave us a chance.
I think
was
there was a stat I saw that like Root, when he was batting in the first innings, he only faced 21 balls out of like the 70 plus balls that Bumrah bowled while he was batting. Yeah. So like he always like made sure to like get the strike off him. And
I was thinking he might be purposely doing that just because of the amount of times he's gotten out to Bumrah, and even in the first two tests when Bumrah was bowling to him, you could see a sort of like tentativeness from his side that like in the third test just disappeared. Like he'd come on to strike against Bumrah, single off the first second ball of the over, get off strike, let Stokes or whoever else was on the other end handle the business.
Yeah, it was definitely like strategy, I think.
Yeah, and obviously he's a class player, very smart cricketing brain, so I'm sure he's gotten used to it, and he knows how to bat. At the end of the day, like surviving in a pitch like Lords, regardless of the conditions of the pitches these days, I think in England, I knew Lords would always be a little bit spicy, but again, class, top quality 100.
For sure.
Nothing else to say. I think what was also interesting in the first innings was how, I mean, we've seen the Baz ball approach, and I think the flat wickets of the first and the second tests got us used to it, but the strike rate, I think, with which Root played, Stokes played in the first innings, considerably lower than what they normally tend to go at.
I didn't expect England to be able to adapt so well to like a pitch like that, because honestly the first two tests they gave indication that like England is kind of unsure of themselves, honestly, because if they had to make such flat pitches just to make their baseball work. But honestly, they exceeded my expectations in the first innings at Lords. I definitely didn't expect them to be able to hunker down and bat long and play normal Test cricket, even though Jamie Smith still scored at a high strike rate. But it was definitely good to see from a cricket point of view.
100%.
But it didn't work out for them in the second innings. But still, at least we saw a different side to them.
Oh yeah, and it did seem it in a way seemed good to see England trying to play like conventional test cricket, is what it's called, just because like I feel like with the baseball, each innings just seems like a ODI with infinite overs. Like they're going like 5 and over continuously. Like it's nothing that the bowlers can do. I mean, you either have to spread the field and then bowl defensively, or you just hope that they get out soon. So no answer to that. The other thing I found out about the first innings, which was pretty remarkable, because I've never seen Nitish Kumar Reddy bowl that well in my life. Like he's an exceptional all-rounder. Nothing taken away. But,
I genuinely, like, when he was bowling in Australia in the BGT, I felt like he was just looking so hapless and so ordinary. Like, I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but it just did not seem like he was doing anything off the pitch. But
100%.
like now when he's come to England, I don't know if he's been working with Moni Morkel or something. Morkel also said that like NKR has the ability to bowl this magic ball, I think he definitely did that to Crawley in the first innings. He got it to like get off the pitch. And I mean, if he can do that, then great. Like that, he solves the fourth seamer option for us. But I need to see like if he does this in more matches, because it's just been one match, and before that I haven't seen that much.
I also just think that it could potentially just be the Lord's wicket that's giving him that benefit, because I mean, we saw him in Australia, which are also considered like pacer friendly conditions, but he's not like rapid fast. He's like 120s, maybe like max 135 max, 130 probably. So could be just a lateral movement, I think, off the England wicket, more specifically Lords, but at the end of the day, it only adds more confusion to India playing 3 all-rounders every test match, but I'm sure we'll delve into that later after seeing how everyone performed. I think the other big thing was just Bumrah as usual, like 5 wickets.
He's great. I feel like every time he just comes to bowl, we just expect him to take a 5-er now. Like,
and he just pulls through every single time. Like I have no idea.
Any condition, any sort of situation, he's just there always.
And all big wickets. Like he's got like first innings was Root, Brooks, Stokes, and then I think he got Wokes on the first ball and then Archer at the end. But those
like
3 in the middle, probably the firepower of like England's batting.
And he's now taken 13 fifers away from home, which is the most for India.
Most for any India, and that shows like how long it's also been since we've had a bowler like him. Like Kapoor was 80s max, like late 80s. And ever since then, we've just had nobody who could like produce wickets consistently. Every Sena tour, I think, that he goes to, just continuously produces wickets.
And even in India, like his average doesn't drop in it. It doesn't like go higher in India too. He's just an all condition, all format bowler.
100%. I also think that the supporting cast with the bowlers did a very good job. Both innings, honestly. I do think that like with India playing 3 seamers, 1 seamer is likely to miss out in any one of the innings, just because I feel like 2 tend to dominate more, and then Jadeja kind of keeps the economy under. And it was good to see Nitish Kumar Reddy bowling, but he also did bowl, I think, same number of overs as Siraj, right? If I'm not mistaken. In the first, or was that the second?
He bowled a few less, he bowled a few less, but he did.
Initially,
I
think
17
on the
overs.
day one, he bowled 17 overs. Much more than expected, for sure.
Yeah, much more than expected,
Yeah. And Akashdeep went at, I mean, a little bit on the higher end with the economy in the first innings, but like I said,
I feel like Akashdeep, like in Headingley, in Edgbaston, what made him so deadly was like everyone was talking about, like, you know how he's so used to bowling on the flat pitches in India. He's like the skittish bowler. Right. He targets the stumps. He knows the lengths to bowl on flat wickets, so he's good for like these baseball type pitches. But when he came to Lords, when he was getting the swing and he was getting the spice, I don't know if he was like he didn't know how to adjust as quickly as he knew what to do in Edgbaston.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think in the second innings, he definitely, like, he got Brooks' wicket well. He kind of adapted to what he was doing, and he knows his strength is to attack the stumps.
Yeah.
So.
And I think he just makes a perfect like third pacer to
for sure. I think we both discussed this also.
Yeah, I don't see a better fast bowling option. I think this is the trio that, like, forget about the England series. I'm saying this whole WTC cycle, if the 3 of them stay fit, go on every test, or like I'm backing this trio as like the base battery. I think the other thing about the first innings, which I found, okay, so two big injuries. I think, was it Stokes who, I don't know, on the end of day, he kind of pulled his hamstring or something. He was batting a lot
I think it
slower,
was.
so
I think
couldn't
it was.
run. And obviously Rishabh Pant going off the field to let Jarrell keep. But again, Jarrell did a fantastic job, like no complaints. He's a
I
great
feel
second
like
keeper to have.
he's been getting a lot of flack in the media for like because the amount of buys
The
that he
buys,
gave.
yeah.
But honestly, if you see them, you need to
Yeah,
understand
like,
like
it's
how
just-
the ball was swinging, and how difficult it was for him to take some of those. Like no keeper would have been able to save those runs.
That
Like,
Lord Slope is just doing something else for the
100%.
keepers.
And
Like, I have no
he was
idea.
just he was an injury replacement. Like we need to be a little like lenient on Dhruv Jural.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think
And he did like
he
he
took-
did a fantastic job. He took like an amazing catch. I think it was of Jadeja's bowling.
Yeah, against the
Uh,
spinners, he was just
Yeah, very
magnificent.
good. And he was also, I think he
knew
was
how to-
keeping up to the stumps to Akashdeep, who probably bowled
Yeah,
like,
which is so tough.
135 at least. It's crazy. But yeah, two big injuries, which I think both had a significant impact on the rest of the match. Yeah, moving into India's second innings, I think number one, I have felt this given that it's been 3 matches, but Yashasvi Jaiswal is due for a big score very soon.
He definitely
I'm
is,
praying.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
praying.
his first innings in England was 100. His first
Yeah.
innings in West Indies was 100. His first innings in
Australia
Australia
was
was 100.
100.
But
I think we're just too used to him, like seeing triple figures on his scores. So yeah. I mean, the batting unit I feel like has done a good job overall, except maybe the second innings of this Test match. But yeah, definitely want Jaiswal to give us that start, just because I think it just changes the outlook of how an innings goes when an opener like
it does, and he
comes in
scores
and-
so quickly.
Exactly, and he's probably
Yeah.
one of maybe 2 batters in this Indian team, Jaiswal and Pant, who could honestly take on the opposition, like put pressure in terms of like scoring at a high strike rate, just because everybody else like can anchor, can contain, can bat through long periods. But these two, I feel like when I see them bat, I know that something's coming. Like every ball is either like, oh, it's gonna be a 4, or it's gonna be something
Yeah,
spicy.
for sure. I remember before we got into the chase, like what Ravi Shastri said, like the 2 batsmen that are key for India in this chase are Jaiswal
Right.
and Pant.
Yeah, Jaiswal and Pant, 100%.
Yeah. And
Especially with 387. Yeah.
Made contributions.
But again, KL Rahul producing another fine innings at Lords, as he always does.
Second 100 at Lords, second time
Insane.
on his board.
I think he's gotten
I think-
more hundreds in England than Duckett and Crawley in
That's
the
absolutely
20s.
crazy. As an opener,
yes.
I think, yeah.
As
yeah.
an opener. It's absolutely
And
insane.
he's only the 12th foreign batsman to get on the Lords honor board twice,
Yeah,
which
twice.
is also like quite an achievement, I feel.
I think he's just been Mr. Dependable like since that VGT. I mean, we saw him batting in a lot of different positions, but I do think like opening is his preferred spot. Like he does a great job as an opener. He's a perfect complement to a batsman like Jaiswal who comes in and plays aggressively. He knows how to absorb pressure. So I think like again, wonderful innings. Not too low of a strike rate. Like he took his time to settle in, but damn, those cover drives in the first innings.
But
Oh my
he is
God.
genuinely, I told you this earlier,
Yeah.
but like he is making up for Virat Kohli not being there.
Yeah.
Just by playing
just those
like,
cover
exquisite
drives.
cover drives.
Just seeing those shots through.
And
cover.
you mentioned his strike rate. I think against the Pacers, he was being circumspect, like he was taking his time.
100%.
And then as soon as Bashir would come in,
Yeah, just like
take-
knock it
take
around,
advantage.
constantly put pressure on Bashir.
yeah,
Um,
and keep his strike rate up.
And another big surprise was good to see Karunar get a 40 at least.
40 plus score.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I know he's not played Test cricket for a lot of that duration, but again, another batsman who I feel like has the potential to score runs, but is definitely due very soon, similar to Jaiswal. I feel like there's been a lot of talk about him coming back into the team, but like cricket gave me a second chance, and I do think he's a wonderful batsman. I think he has the capabilities to play Test cricket. It's just see him score soon, and I think that number 3 position is kind of critical, especially when if one of your openers is getting out soon. And I mean he bats at 3 in the Ranji Trophy, but I think he's more of like a number 5, number 6 middle order batsman, but he is capable of batting at 3, and I'm praying he scores soon.
Yeah, me too. I mean, speaking of number 3, before Karun Nair came into number 3, we had Sai Sudarshan.
Right.
Before that, we had Gill in BGT.
True.
Gill was also dropped, so we had
Yeah.
KL Rahul take his
KL Rahul
place.
came in at 3.
One match, even Devdutt Particle played at 3.
Oh yes.
So
and I think
number
Pujara
3
was
has
the only one that's
has been the only stable number
Yeah.
3 for the past few years. So number 3 is definitely an issue for India right now.
Yeah.
And if Karun Nair does not score regularly soon, don't know what's gonna happen there.
On the other hand, number 4 has been going surprisingly well.
Mr. Gill.
Mr. Gill, Captain Gill. I think you can see shades of Virat Kohli almost in him, the way he conducts the team on the field.
His MRF bat.
Yeah, his MRF bat, the way he's been batting also. He's just like, those first 2 tests were fantastic. I know he did kind of let down in this test, but he's had a big series, potentially a huge record-breaking series on the cards if he could get
I mean,
another couple
Star
of
Sports
hundreds.
is comparing him to Don
Bradman constantly.
So, I mean, I don't know where he went from average of 35 to being Don Bradman suddenly.
Yeah,
But
I think came up
yeah,
to number 6 in the test rankings after the second test.
Yeah,
And
now
back
he
down
dropped
to
again
9,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I think, in my opinion, the turning point of the game, Rishabh Pant getting run out in order to let KL get to his 100 before lunch. I think.
Do you think milestones are playing too much of a role in our players' heads?
I think more than the milestone playing a role, I think it was Pant just not wanting KL to go out into lunch on a high 90s score. But at the same time, I did see the run out very closely. I think had that hesitation not been there, and had he, just touched it and gone through with the run immediately, maybe put a dive in, I'm sure he would have got back in time. I think there was a little bit
I think
of
it was
hesitation.
great by Stokes.
Yeah, I know.
Stokes'
Obviously, he's just,
athleticism was great.
yeah, Stokes is just, I think, it's like a Jadeja type figure for England, but he's also captain. I think he's just remarkable in the field, does everything he can with the bat, bowled a long spell despite being so injury prone later in this test. I think was man of the match in this test too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the scorecard, there are other performers who I guess had bigger highs. Like Root and Rahul got hundreds,
100%.
Bumrah got a 5-4.
Yeah.
And Jadeja got 70,
270,
60s in both
yeah.
innings. But still, Stokes, even though he made less runs and took less wickets, the commentators, I mean, they definitely have a good insight on who has the most impact on the match, and Stokes did.
Yeah, definitely.
Such big impact.
I think it's just, it feeds into his captaincy, feeds into his bowling, his performance on the field, again the way he's with the team. It's just brings that energy, which I guess you see captains like Virat Kohli, Ricky Ponting would have done that for Australia back in the day. Definitely one of the test greats going into the future. And then again, Jadeja, very dependable. Surprisingly, the batting form has come back to life in this series.
Yeah, thank God.
I've been praying for that. I wish it came in the BGT also, but
It's the first series he's had 3 plus 50
scores.
He's got 4 50s
Yeah,
in a row.
4, yes.
And it's 3 plus 50s. And first time in a series he's done that. Another thing Rishabh Pant did actually is overtook Dhoni he's overtaking Dhoni and everything now.
Yeah.
To have the second most test sixes for India. Just behind Sehwag.
Yes. And I think
So that's
also
another record.
most hundreds by a wicketkeeper. Almost there, if not.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely most overseas hundreds.
Yeah, for sure. He's always.
I mean, he has 400s in England.
England, Australia when he went there. This is remarkable
Yeah.
to see. I think
And so many 90s. He has 7
790 plus scores that he's gotten out or remain not out.
He could have so many hundreds by now.
100%. I think on the England bowling end, it was a little bit terrifying to see Archer back. I just think the pace he brings. I've always thought about. I constantly see bowlers like at least Akash Deep, Siraj, Prasidh Krishna clocking 140 clicks an hour in the IPL, and somehow when it just comes to Test cricket, maybe the longer spells, maybe it's the red ball, it's different, but I just say when Archer comes on to bowl, you feel that raw pace, and you feel like the batsman's being hurried onto the ball, which I honestly haven't seen at all this series until he came to bowl.
True. And he bowled the third fastest opening spell.
Yes.
since like data has been recorded or something in England,
Wow.
and his average speed was like 90 miles an hour.
91 miles an hour was
Crazy.
insane.
And I just think he generates so much speed with such a lanky, slow run up.
For sure.
I don't know how he gets so much speed out of
I
that.
swear.
Like at least when even Bumrah, he like even he kind of jogs a bit and then goes, but his end action is very, you know, he stretches his back,
Right.
his hand goes up a
The
little
little
lot, so he
levers
puts in
and
effort at the end. But Archer does not seem
I
like he
swear.
puts in
Archer
too much
also,
effort.
I
He still
think,
generates so much pace.
He's one of the, like, among the fast bowlers who bowl like rapid pace, Archer just stands out to me because he doesn't have a jump. Like, he barely jumps, he just like runs in
Exactly,
and bowls.
yeah.
And I saw this interview of him post the IPL where I think the interviewer asked him a question about what would you say to a young fast bowler, and he said, oh, just run in hard, bowl as hard as you want to. And then he acknowledged himself. He's like, I'm not the best example, like I walk in really slowly, but I have no idea where he's getting that pace from. But again, if this pace attack had Archer and Wood, I think it would be a very different ball game for India, especially on a pitch like Lord's.
Yeah, definitely. I think Archer's ball to Pant was also insanely good. I mean, it was just, even though Pant's I was struggling with his
The
hand,
second
like,
innings, right?
and he was his bottom hand was coming off like almost every ball, but it just seemed unplayable the second innings.
Oh
during
yeah,
that Pant
it just
ball.
like it was
On
moving
fifth
all
ball.
over the place. Like I had no idea how he managed that.
Yeah.
But again, and another funny thing, exact same scores. So effectively a tied game turned into a one innings match.
I think I saw that that's only happened 9 times before in
The
Test
history
cricket,
of
that the
Test
first
cricket.
innings has
Oh
been
my
tied. And it was interesting that in 1973 it happened twice. I don't know,
Oh,
like,
what?
it's just weird that in that 1 year this thing
That's
happened
crazy.
twice, and otherwise it's like there's only been like a 5-year gap. Anyway, but I think that's also something to take note of, because India should definitely have got an 80-100 run lead.
100%. And I do think that Pant's run out did turn the game.
Pant's run out was definitely. I think Gill also said that in the post match interview that run out was the reason, and Gigi and him were thinking of an 80 to 100 run lead before that. But I mean, there were so many what ifs in this game which
Yeah.
could have got India back on track. But anyway,
I think like just effectively becoming a one innings game on what was it, end of day 3 almost, or like middle, which day was almost end of day 3 when when England came out for their second innings, I think. I mean, it just well, before we get into that, I think the funniest thing that happened at the end of day 3 was when Zach Crawley was trying to make sure that Bumrah could only bowl one over to him. I think we saw a lot of aggression.
Shubman Gill had a lot to say.
Yeah, we saw a lot of aggression on Shubman Gill's side, and we did see the whole Indian team coming into the batsman, which we saw with the Constas incident in Australia. We saw with maybe the England tour that happened in 2021 also.
I think it's definitely the Kohli effect.
Yeah, it has to be the
I feel
aggression
like
that
he's bred these players to do this stuff.
Yeah, I did see
I think
Shubman and Kohli would have spent a lot of time standing in slips.
I mean, I think he has like his kids are like Siraj and
Shubman.
like Shubman and stuff like, and they definitely learn from him, because I don't think this aggression just comes to them.
I also
naturally.
think,
definitely not
I think Shubman Gill, even under the like Virat Kohli regime or era, if you want to say, and then Rohit Sharma's captaincy, I never saw this furious side of Shubman Gill, and I do think that, I mean, obviously not every player needs to have it, but I do think it brings out something special in a player when they're going for it, they're aggressive, like they want to be in the game. At the end of the day, it's all good banter, like nobody's worrying about it off the field.
Yeah, for sure. I think
It's good to see that. It's
I
good
think
to fight back.
it didn't cross the line. It wasn't like something too bad.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there was finger pointing, but like finger pointing is fine.
Yeah, and it wasn't like extremely physical
People
in
do
any
that.
sense. While I do understand Crawley's end of it, I do think that, I mean, obviously, Bumrah's ball hitting you on the glove is going to hurt, but just, waving him off the ball before, telling them that there's a person behind the side screen, etc., it only adds to the tension at the end of the game. I was just hoping it would be like when Bumrah got Khwaja and the Constant thing happened on the last ball of the day.
Yeah,
I was praying
that
for
was
that,
just
but
high or up.
yeah, it was insane. But yeah, moving on to the England second innings, I think.
I think one thing for the second innings when it started, it was like jaw dropping for me that Bumrah did not get a wicket in the like he did not get any of the top order batsmen out because he was bowling like absolute fire, and that pitch was like doing so much for him, and he generated like for Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett had 44% and 40% fall short percentages in their innings, which is like really bad, and they still made 22 and 23
Yeah,
runs
so many near misses,
respectively,
like balls just going past the edge, like close calls.
and it just kind of shows you that how like sometimes you can bowl the best spell of your life also and not get a wicket.
True. I mean, it's just
and because he definitely did deserve one.
Oh yeah, that first spell that he bowled with the second innings, amazing first spell. I think it was also I know Duckett tends to go like almost at par with his strike rate at 100, but Crawley definitely slowed down a lot. Like he got 22 runs, I think, of 50 balls almost. Yeah.
50 balls, yeah.
I do think maybe the first day like had an effect on the outcome of the
Yeah,
next.
for sure.
I've also recently been seeing a lot of memes about like Zach Crawley's 22 runs being the margin of victory for England.
Difference
and
between
I was like, where
us
does all this coming from? But again, standout performer.
But I think Zach Crawley, like when is he going to make runs? Because his test average is like 30.
Yeah.
He's been playing for like
2-3
2-3 years
easy.
now. He's played over 50 test matches. No one plays over 50 test matches for England as an opener and averages 30.
Exactly. I think what he had,
and that includes a 267 against Pakistan.
and that's what his only
So, I don't
100
know.
abroad. Maybe
I don't
he
know
has
about
one
that,
in
but
India,
I
I highly doubt it.
Even if it is only 100 body, his average is just abysmal. And I feel like Zach Crawley and Shoaib Bashir are two players in the England team who I feel are so easily replaceable by better quality
for
players
sure.
in their county
For sure.
system. Which I don't know why the England management is still sticking with these two players.
I do think that the England management has a tendency to, put faith in a player and stick with him despite it being overdue. And in some cases, it pays off like remarkably well. I did see I remember Ben Stokes when he came in to the team. I swear, for the first 2-3 years, there was so much hype about this dude, and I had no idea why. I mean, he turned out to be an insane cricketer at the end. Similarly with Josh Butler, also, I think I saw this stat where he played 30 ODIs for England and he was averaging 26 or 27 runs in innings. I was like, how is this guy still in the team? I do feel they're doing that with Jacob Bethel right now as well. I swear I haven't seen Jacob Bethel at all in England colours. I barely see him.
He played well for RCB.
Yeah. That was also temporary, right? He played.
Yeah, he came in because Saul went to his baby.
Yeah. That's it. I think standout performer for me, England's second innings, was Washington Sundar.
For sure. I don't know where
I have
that guy
no
came from.
idea how he got that. I have no idea how he went in. and
All
got those
wickets bowled.
Yeah, all
And-
of them bowled.
And the wickets were Root, Stokes, Jamie Smith, and
Smith.
Bashir, but
Yeah.
those three batsmen.
No, Root,
really-
Stokes, Jamie Smith. And then I think this test has also had the most number of bowled wickets.
Yeah, 14.
Which I guess checks out for a pitch like Lord's, but still, to see Sundar having that effect on the Lord's track is absolutely insane.
And that also raises the question, are you okay with Washington Sundar playing over Kuldeep Yadav?
True. And I do think this dilemma, I think at the end of the day, India came very close in this test match. They won the last test match with this combination. I just feel like that deliberation about having three all-rounders is always going to be there. Whether you want an extra batsman like Sai Sudarshan and whether you want to take one of them out for Kuldeep Yadav and compromise on the batting depth. But under this regime, I really don't see it changing unless there is a cause for change or if one of the all-rounders is not performing. And what I can take away from this test is that Jadeja, fantastic performance. Nitish Kumar Reddy, honestly disappointing with the bat, but amazing bowling in the first innings. Gun fielder in gully and backward point, saved so many runs there. And then Washington Sundar comes in second innings, gets 4 wickets out of the blue. Again, a little bit of a letdown with the batting, but the question is, who do you take out if you want Kuldeep Yadav?
That's why I think I think Kuldeep Yadav definitely deserves a place in the team, but
Oh,
the
100%.
person to be removed, there's just no one. There's no place.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna compromise on either bowl, like batting depth.
I
if you're
mean,
putting
have you heard
Kuldeep
that
Yadav.
stat that since Kuldeep Yadav's debut,
And Moni
Morkel has
Morkel,
played the
yes.
same number of tests,
matches, yes.
and now he's just bowling coach.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely insane. And I mean, a bowler of Kuldeep Yadav's quality.
He's definitely the best wrist spinner in the world.
Yeah, and I think he's like
There's no one better than
I
him.
do think there's some sort of reluctancy to like accept it, but he is a 3 format player.
He
deserves
definitely
to be
is.
there in
Every time
single
he's
format.
played in Test cricket, whether it be overseas or in India, he's made
In
an
India,
impact.
he's gotten wickets.
It's just been team combinations that's been the reason they sat him out, and obviously Ashwin and Jadeja just being
Being there for the
amazing
longest
with the
time.
bat as well. So
Yes.
they get that balance when we play at home. But now that Ashwin's retired, I feel like, and when we play home Test matches, I really want to see Kuldeep Yadav in the team. I
Oh
think
yeah,
he
100%.
should
I think there's
definitely
no
be
reason
our
he shouldn't
second
be
spinner,
there. Yeah.
let alone a third. Yeah.
And I do think second innings, overall a very good, like well supported bowling performance on our end. I think everybody but Jadeja chipped in with wickets. So that was good to see. And I do think that one of the biggest things that's come out of this test match is that does baseball actually work in conditions which are tricky to bat in? You take a pitch like Lords, I know they have the Ashes coming up, and I have no idea how they're going to survive on Australian wickets with this approach.
Yeah.
It's either like you go all in, you go aggressive, you get all out for like 150, 200, or you change that approach. And I always thought that with this baseball era, I mean, okay, they're making flat pitches that help their batsmen, and that's fine, but at some point you're going to get a wicket like Lords, which is going to do something, or day 4, day 5 pitches anywhere. Once the cracks open up, it's going to be harder to survive. That's it. That is the essence of Test cricket in a way. So, a very interesting Ashes series coming up too, I think.
I think with this, you're talking about the interesting part of Test cricket. Shubman Gill also mentioned that before this test, actually, that the pitches being made this way and the Duke's ball getting
Oh,
soft and
yes.
things like that are taking away from the essence of Test cricket. I think is what he
100%.
said,
I think
and
the
I
Duke's
agree
ball-
with that.
Yeah.
I agree that when you come to England, you expect when a batsman does well in England, it's a tick on their resume because you expect that the ball would have been swinging, the ball would have been doing
Yeah.
something. It's testing his technique, it's
100%.
testing his patience on those wickets. But if you're allowed to make runs and runs are just flowing like this, and there's no real test of your technique. Then is it really a test match? Is it really an exciting contest? I feel like test matches are always more interesting when the ball is slightly dominating over the bat.
Yes, for
Um,
sure.
And if the bat is dominating over the ball by such a large margin as it has been this series, it doesn't make for an interesting watch, in my opinion.
100%. And I think with the controversy related to the Duke's ball, I think everyone's spoken about it. I see all the commentators talking about it consistently. The first ball I think that we bowled with was changed after 63 deliveries. I honestly don't know why that ball was changed. I don't know if it was Shubman Gill who went to the umpires demanding a change, because that ball was moving mad. Like there was so much movement off the surface.
and they got apparently like 2 degrees less movement on average with the newer ball.
Yeah, and then
The
that
changed-
newer ball was changed after like 40 balls.
I don't know.
And surely, like, I mean, in ODI cricket now, there's that rule, okay, after 34 overs, you select one ball that you want to continue through with. I think Joe Root also has gone on Twitter and said this about there being a mandatory, like, over limit before which you could request a ball change. And I do think
I heard an interesting thing on one commentator mentioned that ball changes should not be dictated by the players. So the
100%.
players should have no role in
Yeah, for sure.
asking for a ball change or demanding a ball change at all. The umpire should be checking after every over whether the ball goes through the first ring and does not go to go through the second ring, and making and it should just be up to them. No player involvement at all, which I think makes sense. It's
Yeah,
it's
definitely
a
agree with
condition
that.
about something that's being played in the game. It's like how the IPL umpires used to check the bat size.
Exactly, yeah. It's like it's entirely within the umpire's domain.
It's not
And
like
it should
it's not
be
like
in the player's choice at
some
all.
team player is going and saying uska bat bada hai,
Right, exactly. I also think the Duke's ball controversy just it just comes out more. I saw a lot of people. I mean, I saw the ESPN Cricket Info interview with the guy who like heads the manufacturing of the Duke's ball, and he did mention an interesting point which I thought was worthy enough to be brought to light. But because England is making flatter pitches and harder pitches than they typically do with like, I mean, I remember at least until 2020, whenever you'd go to England, you would literally expect a meadow as a pitch. Like it would just be green all over, like the ball would be moving both ways. Maybe the Duke's ball does only survive in softer pitches which offer a lot of grass on the surface. And also with he did mention the quality of bats getting better, so the ball's getting hit harder by the bat, it's hitting more things outside the boundary. Maybe that ball has just always survived in England because of like the green tracks that it's offered. And if that is the case, I'm sure there has to be an adjustment either on Duke's end or on England's end, because the Duke's ball is like, it's cricket heritage. I'm sure everybody wants to continue using it in England. I don't think it should be substituted with like an SG ball or a Kukugura ball. But something has to be done about it, because none of us want to be seeing ball changes after like 40 balls in a test match. Like that's absolutely not a thing worth watching.
I mean, not to dwell on this more, but I feel like there was another opinion that a lot of people were saying that once baseball came into effect in 2022, there have been speculations that maybe the ECB have told Dukes
to manufacture balls
change the ball,
yes,
and because to suit their style of playing. And I was watching the post-match show once, and Pujara straight up asked this to Nasir Hussain: "Is it ECB who've done this?"
And Nasir Hussain's sports thing. Yes, I saw that.
And Nasir Hussain's take on this was that England's strength in the past 10 years has been their pace attack. Of course, Anderson and Broad, plus their third and fourth seamers.
Exactly.
So if the England Cricket Board have told Dukes to make the seam less pronounced and make the ball get soft quicker, then it's to England's own detriment, is according to what Nasir Hussain has said. So now I don't know if that means that they haven't done it or they have done it, but yeah, that's one more thing to consider.
Another thing, again, not to dwell too much on the same topic, but coming back to baseball, I had this thought the other day, and is baseball just an excuse for England because they can't find replacements for Broad and Anderson? So they're making harder pitches, flat batting tracks. Obviously, they have world-class batsmen, but I honestly haven't seen anybody coming close to the likes of Broad and Anderson. I know they're very recently retired. They have Archer, they have Wood, who both have massive injury concerns every series. Very similar to like a Bumrah situation, but they're not even like at that caliber, I'd say, in Test cricket. Like Bumrah's a class apart. But is there that, like the pace battery, I felt was very underwhelming with like Bryden Cast, Josh Dung, of course, are great bowlers, nothing against them, but they don't even remotely match up to Broad and Anderson in any specific way. But yeah,
I think there was definitely a preparation gap. Like if they knew Broad and Anderson were getting.
Yeah, I mean they were like what 30.
They should have definitely. Yeah. They should have definitely, nurtured some new fast bowlers.
100%.
But coming to India's second innings, which all started by that faithful 1 hour on the fourth day, end of the fourth day, which was just absolutely. It was like India used to say when we used to lose the ICC finals.
Oh yeah,
1 hour of bad cricket spoiled. 1 hour of bad cricket spoiled
our chase. Yeah, I think 192. Okay, yeah. Given the climate of this series, 192 doesn't look like a big total for sure. But I do think factoring in the Lord's wicket, just like day 4, day 5 pitch, it is obviously not going to be the most straightforward chase. But at any stage of a test match, I don't think your batsman should be unable to score 192 runs while chasing in a fourth innings.
I get that. Yeah, I agree.
And I think...
And I mean, everyone was saying India would be completely comfortable with anything under 250.
Oh yeah.
Which we should have.
And it was like a given that they'd chase it almost.
I think we just needed one extra partnership. The only person who made above 40 runs was Jadeja.
Exactly. Yeah.
And again, he batted most with the tail. And he just played like a brilliant.
Yeah, he played 2 sessions with Bumrah and Siraj almost.
With Bumrah and Siraj.
It's insane.
Literally, I mean, first session he played with Nitish Reddy for a bit,
Yeah,
and
he
then
got out right
Reddy
before
also
lunch,
couldn't
yeah.
survive for a bit. So yeah, I mean, I definitely on that fourth evening, I was very disappointed to see Karun Nair's wicket. Firstly, because I don't think he should have left that ball
Oh, yeah,
at
for
all.
sure.
I think he got influenced by the thing that happened the ball before that.
Yes.
So the ball before he got out, Bryden Cast bowled an outswinger, and Nair tried to hit it and he left it, and then Cast got it to nip back in off the seam, and he just left something that was coming straight to the stumps.
Straight onto the stumps. I also saw this. I think like just today I saw that Stokes. He bowled Cast on the end of day 4. He chose to bowl Cast over himself or Archer. I think that post or whatever on Instagram had mentioned something about Cast creating like different angles with the ball. Something very similar to what like an Akashdeep does for India. But I do not think that. I mean, the way Jaiswal got out on a nothing shot, pretty much. Karun Nair should not be leaving that ball. That's coming straight at him. Shubman Gill did get lucky with whatever the edge call that apparently the umpire is given all close calls out against India.
Paul Rifle is
Rifle.
Ashwin Anna has made some allegations against Paul Rifle. He was telling Vimal Wag, I have one car and it can go through the gap.
Yeah.
The bat and the
between
ball.
the bat and the ball. Oh my god! I saw the podcast but yeah, okay. Akashdeep got out late that day to Stokes. I still think like going into that day, how many wickets did we lose? 1, 2, 3, 4 down. You have KR Rahul who was already set at that point. Yes, you have an injured Rishabh Pant, but he was coming in the next day to bat. With 6 wickets in hand and 3 all-rounders.
And technically, honestly, 7. Like, one of the wickets that had fallen was Akashdeep.
Oh, yes, for sure. And, I mean, you have, 3 all-rounders in the team who are all more than capable of batting.
And who are there for this particular situation. That
exactly.
There's a top order failure, and we need our all-rounders to come good with the bat.
100%.
I mean, Jadeja did, but Mr. Sundar...
It just felt like a lone fight from Jadeja, I'd say. I know like Pant was injured. He did step out once to Archer, hit him down the ground. But the way Archer bowled initially that day, complemented by Ben Stokes, I think it was honestly wonderful bowling from the England end. But Indian batters should be capable of facing that and negotiating that, especially when KL Rahul and Karun Nair would have got how many runs at the end of day 4? We would have been 40, 50 maybe for 3 or 4.
I think we were like 50 odd for 4.
Yeah, 50 odd for 4, which is 142 runs to chase.
Which is really not much on a...
Exactly, and with KR Rahul, Rishabh Pant, Jadeja, Sundar and Reddy to bat. 5 batsmen. I don't think that's a target that you should be falling short of. And I do agree, Archer and Stokes bowled an excellent spell. I saw Bashir come back with an injured finger to get the last wicket of the day.
I was just so annoyed when I saw that.
I know your particular sentiment towards Shod Bashir.
I don't know what... I remember texting you and telling you that if Bashir takes the last wicket, I'll be the most annoyed.
No.
And the way he got it.
Yeah, the funniest thing about that wicket, I saw this real comparison of a past test match where Javagal Srinath was batting, I think against Pakistan if I'm not mistaken. Exact same situation. 9 down, I think we were very few runs to win maybe, and he just batted and the ball rolled down. I think full circle moment brings us back to the Lord's slope, which probably caused the ball to roll back down to the slope.
I mean, I could not blame Mia for that.
He
batted brilliantly. He and Bumrah honestly did their job more than I could have.
Yeah, way more than I expected.
Bumrah played a kind of unnecessary shot to get
out. But he's Bumrah. I don't expect him to be...
And he played 54 deliveries. That's more than Jaiswal, Karun, Shubman, and Rishabh Pant combined.
Yeah, it's insane.
So...
Yeah, but I think a tough loss to take, especially when the series was level. I think being 2-1 up has such a psychological advantage heading into the last 2 tests.
Because
win
now we
it.
have to win both.
And now that means you need Bumrah to play this next match. That's the first thing.
And he according to reports, he is playing.
Exactly,
Granted,
which
Scotty said
means
he's playing.
even if we do level the series, he may not play the fifth.
Yeah.
I mean, technically we did win a match without Bumrah, but I wouldn't back that going into a series decider as a fifth.
No, definitely not.
I'm praying Punch should be cleared enough. I think, as reports suggest, that he will be there in the next test. But
Honestly, even if he doesn't keep, it's okay. Like, I don't mind.
Yeah, and honestly, worst case, like Jarrell comes into the team, that's fine. I think it's just that this was. The funny thing was, I think at the end of day 3, about 80% of all viewers might have predicted a draw on this match. And I kept thinking to myself, no, it's Lords. Like, you always get the result at Lords. Like, something always happens, slope and everything, but like, something's gonna happen. But I was like, okay, surely they have 2 days to bat. Like, there's no way we're getting a result. And then boom, like, one session, change the game.
I think the game went on like a slow burner pace for the first 3 days, and then suddenly
100%.
day 4 and 5 it just picked up pace extremely.
Yeah.
I mean, this one sad thing about this series is that India has scored 2,295 runs, England has scored 1,945.
Yeah.
India has hit more hundreds, 8 versus England's 5. India has taken the same number of wickets, 55, at a lower average, 36 versus 42. We've claimed more 5-wicket hauls, 4 versus England 0. Still, we are 2-1 down in the series.
That's crazy. It's like beating
think
them on
England's
every
just
single
capitalized
metric.
on
Yeah, they've capitalized on
England
the
just
moments.
capitalized on the big moments. Yeah.
100%. I do think, I mean, a small perspective into the test match, where India's fielding definitely did pick up. And honestly, I think compared to the first match was pretty horrendous.
Yeah.
It was good to see the slips kind of catching more, but I still get this sense of nervousness every time an England batter edges the slips. I'm just praying, please just hold on to it. Please just hold on to it. One person who has stood out in the slips, I think, is a very good slip fielder. Also, is Kapoor. He's taken
I was going to say
2-3 really good catches. Maybe that's the only thing keeping him in the team right now. Who knows? But I think going forward in this series, I mean, it's a do or die match at Old Trafford. We've never won there, so that's another thing to take into consideration. We haven't played there.
I found it so surprising that through all these years we'd never won at Edgbaston or Old Trafford.
I think we haven't played at Old Trafford since 2014 in a test match.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think that was the last time we played there. But regardless, I mean, we never won at Edgbaston, and we had things turn in our favour. So I'm praying for this.
Do you think Old Trafford will be a similar pitch to what we had in Headingley and Edgbaston, or do you think it'll be like Lords?
100% Headingley and Edgbaston, flat batting track. I think even with Lords, they tried as much as you can, but that wicket is such that it will produce something for the ball just because of the nature of the ground and its dimensions and everything. But Headingley, Edgbaston pitch is very flat. I think Old Trafford, I think India would be expecting the exact same thing going into that.
The only thing with such a flat pitch is it can't be a draw now, because then we can't win the series.
Oh yeah,
we have to find a way to win.
I mean, India has to go for the win. It's going to be aggressive test cricket. They have to be on point. No room for errors this match. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one to watch. And long break, so Bumrah has enough time to recover. Pant has enough time to heal too. So definitely excited for that. And do you think any changes in both team combination? I mean, we know Bashir is going out for the next test.
So I think Liam Dawson should come in.
100%.
I think he should be the spinner.
Yeah.
He's definitely performed, outshined Bashir in county cricket by miles with both the bat
and ball.
So he can definitely, he strengthens England's tail, which is already pretty strong, with Cast getting a 50 in the first innings in this match. So Liam Dawson is a kind of a threat, I feel, but it's honestly, I'm happy that he's coming into the team. I want to see more quality players in the English side, and I think it's
hoping
high time for him
Dawson.
to come into the team.
I'm also hoping Dawson isn't that much of a threat to India. I think we play spin too well, so that's not something I'm worried about. But yeah, I'm expecting Dawson to come back and England to stick with the same team.
I feel India doesn't have any need for change in my opinion. I don't think
100%.
if Bumrah is fit and playing and if Pant is fit and playing, then
There's
I think this
absolutely no
combination
reason to
is
change
working
it.
well.
Yeah, I mean it is working. Don't need to fix anything that's not broken. I agree, but going long term, what do you think about the three all-rounder approach? Because I know a lot of people have differing views about it, but yeah.
Personally, I agree with Mr. Virat Kohli that we should have five proper bowlers and not have stack our team with all rounders because we need to back our batsmen and Test cricket is about taking 20 wickets and having attacking bowlers is how you do that.
Yes.
But I understand why the all-rounder approach is being taken by this team because India's batting has been so shaky in
The
this
recent
since
past,
the WTC
actually, yeah.
cycle started.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, even this with the chases and just first inning scores have just been really bad.
Yeah.
So I understand why that technique having to be taken, but I think that's having three all-rounders in your team is a sign of weakness in my opinion. A strong team would not follow that approach.
Yeah, I think it's just a sign of like trying to play it safe. I don't think
Yeah,
a team
it's playing it safe.
The caliber of India needs to do that. I also think I fully agree with like you need at the end of the day you win a test match when you can take 20 wickets, and to do so you must have five bowlers. Whether or not your bowlers can bat, in my opinion, should be a secondary thing. It should not go into the primary team selection, which right now with the three all, I mean, okay, Jadeja is definitely a set spot in the team, but with Washi and NKR, I feel like again, it's a big risk taking them out, and now if this is working for Team India, they don't need to change it. But I think long term, it's not the healthiest approach to have to win a WTC cycle.
For sure. I think things like the 3-0 whitewash in New Zealand, in India when New Zealand came, would not happen if we had, five bowlers who can just dismantle their attack and three spinners
Yeah.
like Kuldeep and Ashwin and Jadeja. Washington Sundar had a great series against New Zealand for sure, but he'd still not be my first choice as an attacking spinner. Kuldeep Yadav will always be my first choice, but that's again a conversation for after the England series, I feel.
For sure. I mean, I guess they will stick with this. I think the only thing, I mean, if you're so worried about the batting depth, then do you really need both Jadeja and Washi in the team with NKR and three fast bowlers? I mean, at the end of the day now, all of these bowlers have shown how crucial they are to us winning matches, so there's not really a cause to drop them. But I'm also personally not the biggest fan of Karunayar at 3. I do think that he deserves to be in the team and he should play at 5 or 6. Of course, if Pant is set at 5 and neither want to switch his position, that's completely fine. He should bat at number 6. Because I also feel like, I mean, Jadeja is a top quality batsman, but seeing him bat at 6 in Test cricket, to me, somewhat feels like it's a little bit too early.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Then do you think NKR deserves that position over him?
probably I would put NKR more so as a batting all-rounder still. I think the other thing that comes in with Jadeja and Sundar is that it adds a lot of lefties to the team, which helps with the left-right thing.
Yeah.
I did think at Lords also sending Washi ahead of NKR in one of the innings was a strategic move, just because I think I texted this to you the other day, but the ball was nipping back a lot more into the right-handers, and given that England don't have a left-arm pacer, or actually they don't have a single left-arm bowler in this.
Oh, yeah.
So I do think that was a strategic move to maybe have a left-hander, and definitely adds a lot to the game. But I would rather have Abhimanyu Ishwaran or Sai Sudarshan in at 3. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to, whether you're backing people who've performed domestically or you're backing youngsters for the future, 3 all-rounders going long-term into a WTC cycle, I am praying that it works, but I just don't think it's like the best strat in my opinion. I'm hoping it works, but yeah, not the biggest fan of the 3 all-rounder approach.
Alright, what are your predictions for last 2 test matches?
Okay, so obviously I'm definitely wanting Team India to win Old Trafford. So I'm going out with a shout that we're gonna win Old Trafford. And then fifth match is gonna be which ground is it again?
Oval.
Oh, it's at the Oval. Okay. And there's potential for Bumrah not to play there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going India wins the series 3-2.
I'm going. England wins the series 3-2. I think India will win the next.
And which match are they?
I think
winning?
we're gonna win in Manchester, but we're gonna lose at the Oval.
Interesting. And the only changes that you expect, so India were going with no change for now.
Unchanged. And Dawson for
England
pushing.
just getting Dawson, and Dawson's going to be scary because he can bat as well.
Yeah.
So it's another concern for India, who've not been doing the best job of cleaning up the tail lately.
Yeah. I think Bumrah is the best at that though, but we can't just keep asking him to do everything.
Yeah, no. But yeah, definitely a spicy series, spicy next match for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's been a great
series
series till now.
depends.
Honestly, like the cricket has just been really watchable. Even though it's been flat tracks and all that, each match has gone down to day 5. You know, there's been a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been a great.
I think barring maybe the Headingley test where I felt like the bat was so much more dominant than the ball. Also, I think the thing that threw me off for Headingley was just the way we fielded that first innings. But yeah, entertaining cricket. It's exactly what I hoped for in the series in the summer. I think it's just wonderful to also see like so much Test cricket like coming back. I feel like with that all the shift towards white ball cricket, it's so good to see Test matches
and a 5-match series.
Exactly, and I mean at the end of the day, like the first 3 days was slow and day 4 and 5 was spicy, and that's the essence of Test cricket, and that's why we watch it. You want to be able to like watch a match for 4 days, and then on the 5th day have it be exciting. You've invested so much time and energy into the game, so it's been a good series to watch. And again, class displays from a lot of batters and bowlers on both sides.
Yeah.
Do you have any man of the series shots going?
Man of the series. I feel if Shubman Gill makes even one more 100, he's a definite shout just because of how many runs he made in the first 2 matches. Otherwise, from England's perspective, I feel like Jamie Smith honestly is performing pretty consistently in every innings.
I think we missed a discussion about Jamie Smith, but he seems like a gun batsman for Test cricket and an amazing wicket keeper. Like he's been as perfect as he can be.
I feel, and he fits into this baseball setup perfectly. Like he's such a.
I think he's also like the one of the few. Like I did hear about Harry Brook a little bit before the baseball era began, but Jamie Smith has come into the team
after
starting baseball era, and the way he bats, it just exemplifies baseball. Like even in Lords, like close to 100 strike rate. I don't think anybody went at that.
No one.
So great to see that.
What about you?
Probably in big IPL shout also next year, Jamie Smith. I think if India wins the series, Shubman Gill is going to be man of the series, and if England wins it, I'm expecting something big from Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes was my second option.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie Smith. Honestly, he would have had a 200 that day. I mean,
I feel,
he would have had an easy 200. So yeah, exciting times ahead.
100%.
We should see how it goes.
Alright, thank you for watching our first episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back for more.
Yes, please subscribe.